And let's now join on the ice Albena Denkova and Maxim Stavisky of Bulgaria. Young couple, just 23 and 20 years of age respectively. They live in Sofia and both are students. Let's see how they perform the Argentine Tango. It's a simpler dance and it's quicker. Duration of just over 1 minute.
The Argentine Tango is a very aristocratic dance. Judges are looking for expression, very much that sensual tango expression.
There they are, Albena Denkova and Maxim Stavisky of Bulgaria. Actually, I heard a whisper that you could perform this dance at the age of 12.
That's about the last time I did it too.
It is easy though, isn't it, than the waltz?
It's a much easier dance. It's been around for a long time. It was invented by Reginald Wilkie and Daphne Wallace and was first performed in London's Westminster Ice Rink in 1934.
Actually, it's amazing how they all change tempo.
Here we come with the replay. This dance is supposed to have a certain grandness about the way it's performed. And the connection between the two skaters should really be evident, and gee, that was right there.
Yes, I was talking about the tempo and how they'll certainly up it in their original dance and free dance. Got an old classic song, their original dance called Woolly Bully. Do you remember that?
No, who sings that?
Well, you mightn't believe it, but the original was done by a group in America called Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
And you remember this?
I remember it very, very well. That's in their original dance, though.
I'm very impressed.
So the Cheerios go out to the family and friends. Don't forget, of course, too, tomorrow night, Elvis will be back. The big Russian names will be back. Todd Eldridge will be back. And we're looking forward to a huge night. Can Elvis break through for gold? He's already got 1 silver. But Stoico will be back on 7 live.
4-4, 4-7, 4-7, 4-6, and 4-6.
I think that this team will be happy with these marks. They train in Sofia, the live and born there, so they're real homegrown product for Bulgaria.
And as you can see by the bottom line, that will leave them overall in 5th place when you add the scores from the 2 dances together, multiplied by 0.2. That is what we're going to be left with. So as we do it that way, you will note that there will be a number of tied scores. For example, Denkova and Stavisky have a combined score of 4.6 at the moment, as we now move to Anjelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov, the Russian combination who finished 2nd after the waltz.
I think if ever a girl had a tango look about her, it was the Anjelika.
Looking forward, Belinda, to seeing their original dance. They were successful in the European Championships early this year. They won that, and in fact came second overall. Well, they were second after the waltz tonight to Grishuk and Platov.
If there's ever a dance that they could move up on Grishuk and Platov, it would have to be a tango. I think that this is the sort of dancing that Anjelika is most suited to, probably more so than the jive. She doesn't look to me to be a jive sort of a dancer, but we've seen her in practice in their nifty silver outfits, and it was very impressive.
Dual winners of the Russian Championships back in 1994 and 1995.
Coming here into the, I'm hoping it's into the swizzle. It's not going to be. There's only one very difficult element in the Argentine tango. I think their timing and expression would have to be in the 5.8, 5.9 range. I can't imagine it being done very much better than this. Everything's fully extended.
They both now live in America, in fact in Delaware, and train there also.
The marks for Krylova and Ovsyannikov. Technique 5-6, 5-7, 5-8.
I don't think she knows what to make of the marks, since the rest of the contenders really haven't been out in the field yet for this dance.
Timing and expression 5-8.
Good scores though, and that will send them back to the top for the moment. But of course, Evgeni, Platov and Pasha Grishuk still to come. Bruce, can we get on with some action here at the moment?
Go ahead, Sandals.
Thank you very much. This is the French pair of Pascal Lavanchy and Sophie Moniotte. We saw them in the waltz. Now here they are in the Argentine tango after the waltz. Well, they're in the middle of the field. They were sitting in 10th place. Let's see if they can lift themselves from that position with the tango.
I think for how they were in 1994 and 95 that Sophie and Pascal just seem a little slower to the rest of the field here tonight. Comes the twizzle.
Now there is something very, very unusual. You mentioned they're slowing down, but to have a fall right at the end in what will probably be their last Olympics. This is their third Olympic Games. Sophie's now 28, Pascal is 29. But what a disappointing way to finish after placing 9th in Albertville and 5th in Lillehammer back in 94.
Well, really, if a skater falls and the fall doesn't interfere too much with the overall performance, only a small deduction would be made, and that'd be taken from the first mark, from the technique mark. But I don't see that fall any greater, really, than Pasha Grishuk's stumble in the first dance. It's just a shock.
Mind you, it's amazing how it's different, isn't it? When we think of falls, think of Yelena Berezhnaya and Sigurulitsu and their little drama at the end of their program, and what it cost them.
Certainly it cost them the gold medal that I think Sophie and Pascal would have been, and the twizzle. There it is.
What
That's one of the
actually
main...
is a twizzle? It sounds like something you'd stir a drink with.
Just a one quick turn on the foot. So many moves in ice dancing don't have a name. So that's why we're talking
twizzle.
about... Yes, well, that one I call a twizzle. I think I'd have lots of people at home agreeing with me. I don't think that they'll move from 10th place with the end of this.
No, in fact,
The
they're
marks for
a long way
Moniotte and
behind
Lavanche.
their
Technique.
French counterparts,
5-2,
Peizerat and
5-3,
Marina and Anissina, but we'll see how they fare shortly.
5-2,
In the meantime, we'll have a look at the
5-0,
scores.
5-3, 5-2, 5-2, and
Firstly, from a
5-3.
technical viewpoint, ranging from 5.0 to 5.3.
Timing and expression.
Now timing and expression,
5-3,
Belinda.
5-3,
Well, again, it looks as if one or two judges, the Czech judge and the Canadian judge, have taken a deduction, but other than that, a lot of judges didn't see it as
A great drama.
a great drama, because I guess it was right at the end in the concluding fade out.
Yeah, it's not going to affect their
On the
position
ice,
too much.
representing
But
France.
now also from France, Marina and Anissina and Gwendal Peizerat, dual French champions. And a very good performance in the waltz. They finished third. See how they tango.
Absolutely no movement between these couple at all. Knee bend and knee bend. It's a bit like positioning of a house in as far as that goes. They need to keep right down in the knees, and this team do that all the time.
Good performance from Marina Anissina, who's now with her second partner. Started competing internationally in 1990 with Ilya Averberg, who went on to marry his girlfriend, Irina Lobacheva. So then along came Gwendal Peizerat. And a good performance too by this pair.
This team have been talked about for the last in the last season as being able to take the bronze medal away from Born and Kratz, and I must say at this stage it looks like that's well on the cards. You'll notice just how extreme the knee bend is. Nearly every stroke that they take, they're getting maximum push. From one foot to the other, always down on the knees. And that's what's so important, so critical in ice dancing.
Two very, very talented people. They live in Lyon in France and both have university degrees. So there'll be plenty of life after ice dancing for Marina and Gwendal. And we'll also get more of an idea, won't we, just how the standings are, probably in 20 minutes or so when we see Grishuk and Platov once again. But good scoring here for Anosina and Pizer.
5-6, 5-7, 5-7, 5-6, and 5-7.
From a technical viewpoint, that is excellent. We'll wait now on timing and expression, but this should put them behind Krylova and Ovsyannikov in second spot, and in fact it does.
And Lithuania 1, 2, and 3. It's a little misleading though because the absolute aces haven't gone yet in the second dance, the Argentine Tango, then Ukraine and France. Let's go back to Sandy and Belinda. Sandy.
Yes, thanks, Bruce. You're quite right. I mean, we'll get a very, very clear picture once Grishuk and Platov have skated. But this is Elizabeth Punsalan and Jerod Swallow from the United States. Finished 7th after the waltz. Three times national champions in America, starting off in '96, winning it last year and winning earlier this year. That's Elizabeth Punsalan and Jerod Swallow. What did you think, Belinda?
I like how Elizabeth and Jerod skate, although I don't think that they really portrayed the grandness of a tango. But they have improved so much in the last 4 years. 15th at the Lillehammer Olympics in '94, 6th at last year's World. So they're probably sitting in around about the right place, hoping that they can pull up one more place.
It's probably their farewell too, as far as the Olympics are concerned. Age 27 and 31. They've been married now for 4 years.
Well, they have very artistic tastes. They like collecting art and studying art, and they may move into that field, but I think that they'll probably follow a professional career in the USA.
Gee, that's a lucrative area now, isn't it?
Oh, I was going to say $1 million business, but I think it's more likely it's $1 billion business.
The marks for Punsalan and
Unbelievable. So
Swallow.
let's see how the American pair have fared in this tango after finishing 7th in the waltz.
They're good marks. I think the 5-2 is probably a little bit low. She's happy with those marks.
Actually, it probably will lift them maybe a couple of positions. At the moment, they're lying in 3rd, but of course there are some big pairs still to come.
Well, they could even be looking at a 5th place finish overall, which would be a big move up on the first dance and pretty incredible for ice dancing.
Now on the ice, a pair who finished 13th after the waltz, Kateřina Mrázová and Martin Simichek from the Czech Republic. Another very, very experienced pair. This is their 3rd Olympics.
The ice dancers take this pattern right out to the boards and then right into the rink.
us in the sleep tonight, this chap. One minute and 10 seconds is the time allocated for the tango. There's the pair who placed 10th in 92 and 8th in the 94 Olympics, so they've been very, very successful.
Martin has been on the national team for 12 years, so I would say by now he has a very great understanding of ice dancing and his sport. And he says he likes reading, tennis and surfing, but I don't know how much surfing he would do in the Czech Republic.
And Kateřina's got plenty of experience too. She's been on the national team for 8 years.
And I thought that they were a little bit shaky on a couple of the edges, particularly after the twizzle I was so keen on mentioning before. This might be the one here. It looked like a little bit of a steep edge. Again, well down in the knees, but not as much as Ovsyannikov and Krylova.
Background you might have just seen Evgeni Platov skating out onto the ice. He is next with Pasha Grishuk.
The reason Pasha and Evgeni win a lot of the competitions is speed.
They win a lot. They win them all.
Yes, quite right.
I mean, it's an amazing record to be unbeaten in 4 years. Top-level sport. Flowers for you. One for you. I'll have this one.
The marks for Brazova and Simichek. Technique.
Kateřina and Marina, here come their scores.
5-1, 5-0.
Big difference between 4.7 and 5.3.
5-2, 5-3, and 5-2.
That is a major difference, isn't it?
0.6.
Timing and expression. 4-9, 5-0,
But look at the places.
5-0, 4-9, 4-8, 5-2, 5-2, 5-0, and 5-2. Thank you. On the ice, representing Russia, Pasha, Grishuk, and Evgeni Platov.
Well, now, here's a moment we've been waiting for. That's to end the night, and it's going to give us a very, very good idea if the Russians can again make it 1-2. The raging favourites, Pasha Grishuk and Evgeni Platov.
Gold medal status here.
Literally skating and dancing at one.
Perfect unison, edge control, and expression.
what a performance by Pasha Grishuk. Changed the name from Oksana and Evgeni Platov, the champions who were last beaten at Albertville in the Olympics when they placed 4th.
And I think that was the performance of the night as far as the compulsory dances go. I think everything that's been said about the first dance in the waltz was put to rest by this Argentine tango. It had everything that you'd want to see, and I thought that Krylova and Ovsyannikov would be very hard to beat. Watch the feet, they're just so together. Even in slow motion, there's nothing to pick between them.
Now living in Marlborough in Massachusetts in America.
Perfect unison. And they were the fastest in the field that we've seen.
Well, she looks happy. The judges are taking a little more time this time. But a great performance. Good to see them smiling.
Now we look forward to the jive.
Yes, in '94 actually, they saluted rock and roll with Rock Around the Clock from Bill Haley.
That was the performance that knocked Torval and Dean out of the gold medal.
This year they're using Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock. And let's have a look at these scores. Oh, that's going to take them straight back to the top, but we'll wait on timing and expression. Evgeni gives the thumbs up. Pasha looks pretty cool. Look at that. Straight back to number 1 for Evgeni Platov and Pasha Grishuk.